Okay, let me give you an example. So this is a thing that real estate agents use a lot. Dollars per square foot. Okay? This is like the biggest determining factor of the value of a house. Like you spend a lot of time thinking about dollars per square foot when you're buying a house. Right? Okay. So my claim is that Tuolumne County has some kind of function, right, that tells you what houses should cost. My claim is that that function is more or less, more or less given by 60,000 plus 110S. It's not exactly given by this, but this is a reasonable approximation. Okay? So, my question is, can we talk about some of these things, like some of the properties of this line, and see if we can maybe understand real estate a little better? Okay? So, the first thing I want to give you is an interpretation. So T of S, what do you suppose this thing gives you? Like, what's the output here? Yeah, this should be the cost of a house as a function of square footage. Does that make sense? Or really the sale price as a function of square footage. Is this definitely a guarantee? Like, do two houses that are the same square footage cost exactly the same amount? Yeah. How? Right? So what do I need to do to modify what I'm saying here to match that reality? That square footage is not a function to cost, right? Or cost is not exactly a function of square footage. What should I do to hedge my bets here a little bit? Yeah, maybe put in like an average or approximate or something. So I'm going to put in the word approximate. You guys all cool with that? Like it's definitely not a function. Like actual sale price is definitely not a function of square footage. You with me on that? Okay. Is square footage a function of sale price? No. Also probably not, right? You guys see that? Okay. So I'm dealing in a land of approximates, but that's really okay because really real estate is about approximations and guesswork anyway. So my question is, what can you tell me about the slope of this line? Like, what's the slope? Maybe I first should ask, is this a line? Why is this a line?
Because it's in slope-intercept form.
Yeah, it's written already in slope-intercept form. You guys see that? Okay, so it's a line. Well, yeah, okay. With some weirdness, right? What's some weirdness?
The B and the MX are switched.
Okay, yeah, it's written it's algebraically rearranged, right? I'm okay with that. What's the other weirdness here?
If S was equal to 0, it wouldn't make sense. You can't really have a house with 0 square footage and have it cost $60,000. You can't really have a house at all.
Yeah, so I'm not willing to go that far, but definitely if it was negative, that would be super weird, right? You guys with me on that? Like if there was a house that was negative 1,000 square feet, well, I don't know. What would a reasonable interpretation of that be?
Demolished house?
Yeah, something that's there that you have to demolish. Does that make sense? That actually does happen. Sometimes you'll find a lot that has like a house that burned down or something on it for sale, right? Or burned mostly down. And you have to remove a bunch of debris before you can even build. That would be a weird thing like that. That would maybe be a reasonable, but definitely negative 1 billion square feet wouldn't make any sense, right? You guys with me on that? And this house's square footage probably can't exceed the lot size, right? Probably also houses don't get into 60 billion square feet, right?
What about additional stories for the house?
Okay, that square footage of the house probably can't exceed the total surface area of the known universe, right? Which definitely has a number that you could measure in square feet. Does that make sense? Like, there are a finite number of atoms in the universe. If we arrange them all in a giant sheet, 1 atom thick, right, there would be a number of square feet that thing would be. You guys with me?
Gravity would be an issue. You know what? I'm not
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
do it.
But the point is that my domain is probably a little bit more restricted than all real numbers, right? Yeah. So, about the domain, right? But let's just assume the domain's fine. Cool? Okay, what's the slope? 110. What does that mean?
$110 for each square foot.
Yeah. That means that I think the average price of houses in Tuolumne County is give or take $110 a square foot. Is that true? Well, where'd I get this? Right? I actually calibrated this off a bunch of real estate sales. So I think this is actually pretty good. I did a linear, what's called a least squares linear regression to figure this out using a little statistics. And yeah, it's give or take $110 a square foot. Okay. I want to talk about the intercept now. So, what's the intercept? $60,000, right? It's the b from y equals mx plus b. What's the interpretation of that? What does that mean? Were you mumbling about 0 before?
What?
You were saying something about 0 square feet doesn't make any sense,
It-
right?
Yeah, it's not feasible. You wouldn't have a house with 0 square footage.
You don't have a house at 0 square feet, right? What do you have?
A lot.
A lot. Right? Do lots cost money?
Yes.
Yes. What do they cost?
It's one lot.
A lot? Yeah, maybe. No, I'm not doing that. About $60,000. Is that actually true? All right. It's been a while since you bought a house or bought a lot.
Depends on if it's farmland and it's small.
Yeah, it depends a little bit on the size, but yeah, that's about right for Tuolumne County building plots that are between an acre and a third of an acre. Like, I actually did that calibration too. Because that was the first thing that's the first thing I did. So I did the statistics, I got this answer out of the statistics, and then I said, okay, what has my real estate agent been saying about the average cost? And she's been saying it's like $115 a square foot. I'm like, well, she wants to make an easy sale, so she wants to offer high, whatever, like fine. And then I also looked like, what's the intercept? Well, the intercept's $60,000. Is that about what a lot costs? Go look. Yep, sure enough. So is this thing doing a pretty good job? At least at those 2 points it is, right? You guys see that? So then we can answer some more questions, which is like, how much should a 1,200 square foot house cost? Equals math, right? Yeah, so what's the math you're gonna do?
We're gonna substitute 1,200 in for S.
Okay, so you're gonna do T of 1,200, right? You guys with me on that? And the way we're gonna do T of 1,200 is we're gonna take 60,000 and we're gonna add 110 times 1,200. Okay? And because I'm standing up here and don't have a calculator, I'm going to demonstrate some Common Core for you. How many zeros are in that stuff?
Well, two.
in this time?
Oh.
3.
3, right? So there's 3 factors of 10 kicking around. So there's going to be 3 zeros at the end, right? And what's 10 times 12? 120 plus 12 more,
132.
132. Guys with me on that? Okay, so I got all told here
Oh, 192.
192,000. Cool? Does that kind of make sense? We good? Okay, second question. Oh, and I have to give you guys a quiz anyway.